Moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius moons have a fantastic sense of humour and the ability to find humour in it's just daily life, really. So they lighten the mood. The way that they experience their emotions is to some extent looking at them like you're watching a comedy, like they're watching their own lives, thinking this is hilariously painful, like a black comedy in that sense, a bit tongue in cheek. They they're not gullible, but they tend to want to believe what you say. It's not a moon sign that's looking for someone who's manipulating them or someone being vindictive. They're quite optimistic about people generally and about how they interact with people initially. Um, if they have made that mistake and they're made a fool of, especially depending on what they experience growing up with this moon sign, if they feel like they're being made a fool of, they will become aggressive. There is no, they know how to stand up for themselves, Sagittarius moons. They are very adventurous. So Sagittarius is it's a lot about freedom. It's a lot about understanding and wanting to share your own philosophies, and so that can be a little bit dogmatic. So you might be, if you have Sagittarius moon, you might find it a bit difficult to accept other people's belief systems and emotional responses. So there could be a little bit of flexibility there when you're interacting with other people to maybe think about it from the other person's perspective. But where the humour comes in, it can come across more as playful mocking of someone's belief system, or it's not necessarily like Sagittarius moon is not a volatile moon. It's about adventure and freedom and humour, and it really lightens up the chart depending on what other aspects of the chart there are. What the Sagittarius moon can experience when younger is because they have got this ability to make people laugh, is they might take on the archetype of the fool, and it can make them make other people not take them seriously sometimes. And they may also not take themselves seriously when they're going into some of the stronger emotions that they may try and avoid, so grief or sadness. They may find themselves making jokes inappropriately in situations where emotions are needed to be validated. Not all Sagittarius moons. It's just the emphasis of the Sagittarius moon is that of lightening, of optimism, of raising spirits. I mean, it's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter gives off twice as much heat and light as it needs to take in. So that is the moon sign. When they have emotions, it's here's my emotions. There can be big displays of tantrums, or when they're happy, it's so enthusiastic, so enthusiastic. But being able to come down into slowing and really allowing themselves to be with their emotions before they come out is something that they're not too familiar with. So Sagittarius moons, they're great friends to have. And in partnership, it's about travelling with them. So you can't hold them down, Sagittarius moons. And you can't keep them down either. So if they do drop into sadness or depression, they won't stay there for long, because it's not the natural vibrational frequency of the moon. But there's some work to be done on letting themselves be taken seriously, and letting other people take them seriously, taking themselves seriously, just every so often, so that they really kind of expand into their full capacity. But generally, a very lightening moon, especially if there's heavier aspects in the chart, the emotions will be processed quite quickly, even if they're strong emotions.